very sad?
No, the
atmosphere was not sad.
pleasant.
The atmosphere was like a party. The atmosphere was very happy. Was the atmosphere sad or happy? The atmosphere was happy. The atmosphere was like a party. What was like a party?
The atmosphere in the cemetery.
The atmosphere in the cemetery was like a party. Where was the atmosphere like a party?
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery. Right? The cemetery. The atmosphere was like a party in the cemetery. Was the atmosphere like a party at my house?
No. The atmosphere
no, not
is
at my
like
house.
party
The atmosphere
in the
was
cemetery.
like a party in the cemetery. The atmosphere was not like a party in my house. So the atmosphere was like a party. There were people everywhere. Families were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Where were the families sitting? Around the graves. Right? They were sitting around the graves. Who was sitting around the graves?
The family are sitting
The
around the
families were
grave.
sitting around the graves. Were they sitting around the trees?
No. The
No, they weren't
family
sitting
around
around
the
the
grave.
trees. They were sitting
Around
around
the
the
graves.
graves. So, where were they sitting? Around
the
the
grave.
graves. Families were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors?
Yes, family are sitting around.
Yes, they were sitting around the graves
grave
of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their friends?
No. Family was sitting around the
not
grave of their
They were sitting around
ancestors.
the graves of their dead ancestors. Who was sitting around the graves?
The
That's right.
families.
Families were sitting around the graves. Whose graves were they sitting around?
The families
Whose
are sitting
graves
around the
were they
grave
sitting
of their
around?
dead ancestors. Yes,
their
they are
dead
dead
ancestors. Their ancestors. Their ancestors' graves. They were sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors. Were they sitting around the graves of their dead ancestors?
Yes.
Or the graves of their friends?
No. Family was sitting around
Ancestors, right? They
the
were
grave
sitting around the
of their dead
graves of
ancestors.
their dead ancestors. They cleaned the graves and added fresh flowers. Okay. Who cleaned the graves? That's right, the families.
The families.
What did they add?
They
added
the grave
fresh flowers. Did they add food?
No. They add this
No, they
grave
didn't
flowers.
add food.
They
Did they
add
add
fresh flowers.
No,
No.
they didn't
They
add
added
money. They added
fresh
flowers. clean?
They cleansed
the
the
graves.
grave.
Whose graves did they clean?
They cleaned the grave.
Their
Their
ancestors.
ancestors.
Right? They cleaned their ancestors' graves. Where did they add flowers?
They added flowers
Where?
to the
Oh, they added
graves.
flowers to the graves. That's right. They cleaned the graves and added fresh flowers. Good. I walked through the cemetery and admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers. Where did I walk? Through the cemetery. I walked through the cemetery. Did I walk through the park?
No. I walked through the cemetery.
No, I didn't walk through the park. I walked through the cemetery. Where did I walk? Through the cemetery. Who walked through the cemetery?
I walked through the cemeteries.
I did, AJ. I walked through
the
the
cemetery.
cemetery. Did I walk through the cemetery or did I walk through the park?
No, I walked
I
through
walked
the
through
cemetery.
the cemetery. That's right. And I admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers. Did I admire the beauty of the trees?
No.
No,
I
I didn't
admire the beauty of all
the
the
trees.
colorful
Did I
flowers.
admire the beauty
Of all the
of
colorful
the
flowers.
children?
No. I did
didn't
admire
the beauty
of
of the
all the
children.
colorful flowers.
What did I admire? The flowers, right? Yeah, I admired the beauty
of all the colorful
of all
flowers.
the colorful flowers. Who admired the beauty of all the colorful flowers?
Yes,
That's right. AJ,
me.
admired
I
the beauty
admire the beauty
of all the
colorful flowers.
Where were the flowers?
On the day of
On
the dead,
the graves.
on the grave,
Or in the cemetery?
in the cemeteries,
The flowers were on the graves
on the grave.
in the cemetery. Were the flowers in the park?
No.
No, they
The
weren't
flower
in the park.
in the
Were the
grave.
flowers in my house?
no.
No, they weren't in
my,
my house. Where
the
were the
grave.
flowers? The flowers were
On
the
the graves
graves
in the cemetery.
Where did I walk?
I walked through the cemetery.
When did I walk through the cemetery?
November 1st, on the day of the dead.
November 1st, the Day of the Dead. Right, November 1st, the Day of the
The
Dead.
Day of the Dead.
I walked through
Through the
the
cemetery.
cemetery. What was the cemetery like?
A party. Like
Like
a party.
It was like a party. The cemetery was like a party. Was I curious about this holiday?
Yes,
I was
I'm curious
curious
about this holiday.
About this holiday. Which holiday was I curious about?
Yes,
The Day of the
the Day
Dead.
of the Dead.
I was
was
curious
about
the
this
Day
holiday.
of the Dead. So I walked through the cemetery. There was also color in the sky because many kids were flying kites. Where was the color? In the sky, that's right.